Oh my God, you guys, breaking news. Let's see if anybody shows up because this is big. You guys, this is big. We got breaking news. I wouldn't normally come on looking like this. Oh my God. Okay. Hi, KK. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Okay, here we go. Breaking news, you guys. In case you haven't heard it, King Charles has now officially stripped Prince Andrew of all royal titles and privileges. He is now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's no longer known as a prince. He's no longer the Duke of York. And he is now also out of his house. I'm like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. They have stripped him of his prince title. Okay, let me read this to you guys. I'm reading this to you. Here we go. King Charles has officially removed all royal titles, including prince, from his brother Andrew. He will no longer be known as a prince or the Duke of York. Buckingham Palace has announced today. Instead, he will be Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The king did a formal process to remove the style, titles, and honors from Prince Andrew. Oh my God. He has also lost his Order of the Garter and his Knight Grand Cross of the Victorian Order. And on top of that, he is losing his living arrangements at Royal Lodge. His lease, they're saying, has to date provided him with some legal protection to continue in residence, but formal notice has now been served. He must surrender the lease and he will move to alternative private accommodations. These censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Oh my God. The king and queen wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. Alternative accommodations means Frogmore Cottage. That's what that means. So he's going. This is the blueprint. Okay, now, first of all, let me just say, for those of you who think William didn't have something to do with it, you're wrong. I can assure you, William said, Dad, you're not leaving this on me. You're going to have to jump in here. We're going to have to do something. So I can assure you that William had something to do with this. And I can also assure you that Harry and Meghan are shaking in their boots, because here's what's going on with Andrew. And okay, the prince title, somebody just said here, where was it? He can't do that. Actually, he can remove the prince title from the letters patent. So yes, it's done. Now, they haven't said anything about Fergie. Fergie has apparently requested accommodations. Well, what I read was Adelaide Cottage was offered in May, but it's off the table. And then they said that, and then somebody else came out and said, that's not true. They never offered it to her and she doesn't know where she's going to go. Who cares where she goes? You guys have been divorced 30 years. You were given £800,000 to buy yourself a new house. You made money writing your books. You made plenty of money. You've gotten plenty of freebies. You have 2 daughters. And for everybody who's saying she just sold that condo of hers and she's got money coming in, no, that money was an investment with money from her daughters, and she lost money when she sold that condo. So no, she doesn't have that money. So for those of you who have just come in, it's being reported, it's all in the news, that Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He has lost his prince title. He has lost his Duke of York title. He has lost his Order of the Garter. He's lost his Order of the Victorian Cross. He has been handed papers telling him he must vacate Royal Lodge. He's out. In every way you can be out, he's out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Good one. What about Counselor of State? I am sure they are going to get around to removing him as Counselor of State as well. And if they get around to removing him as Counselor of State, then I think they may go ahead and remove Harry as well, because he doesn't qualify as counselor. Remember, they added 2 new people so that Harry would never have to be called. But now Andrew's out. So that's a little close for comfort. So I'm thinking they're going to boot Harry off as Counselor of State as well. And also, when eventually they're going to have to take Andrew off that website. They're going to have to. And I think at that point, they should say this website is for working royal family members only. And they're going to take Harry and Meghan off the website as well. That's what I think is going to be going to be going. Queen Elizabeth is probably rolling in her grave. And you guys know, I loved Queen Elizabeth. I loved the Queen, but she left quite a mess for Charles. She really did. She knew what a jerk Andrew was. She knew about Fergie's spending. She helped pay off her debts. But yeah. Now, some people have said, what about the corgis? I'm sure the corgis will stay with Sarah. They're not going anywhere. But yeah, they actually removed the prince title. I'm shocked. The prince title is gone. That was all he had left. He's claiming it was his birthright, but no. All right, so let me go back to the article. Let's go back to the article. Let's see what else it says. Andrew was a prince and had the styling of his Royal Highness since birth as the son of Queen Elizabeth. And he was given the title of Duke of York by his mother on his wedding day to Sarah Ferguson. The last time a member of the British royal family was formally stripped of a title, was Prince Ernest Augustus, Duke of Cumberland. He was a German-born prince, and they did that under the Titles Deprivation Act of 1917, when his British titles were removed after he swore allegiance to Germany during World War I. When Andrew's uncle, King Edward, abdicated the throne in 1936, he was not formally stripped of his royal titles. Instead, his brother, Queen Elizabeth's father, granted him the title of Duke of Windsor. So all of this has come out since we know that Andrew stepped back from his public roles in 2019 after that BBC interview. Then Queen Elizabeth stripped him of his military titles and patronages in January of 2022 after a judge rejected his attempt to have his lawsuit that was filed against him, removed. And now this. Oh, Carol, this was too much. Yes. The prince title is gone. My God, the prince title is gone. Now, they're saying private accommodations. We've discussed this in some of my videos before. I told you before. They wanted him to go to Frogmore, but he might not have been able to afford Frogmore. And he can always go to, there was a cottage on the property of Balmoral. There's a cottage on the property of Sandringham. Woods Cottage, I think was the name of it. All these places that Andrew could go where he's out of the public eye, no paparazzi, no nothing. And he can ride his horses and live out his life in relative peace and quiet. And quite frankly, Fergie could go with him there. So I'm in shock. They took the prince title from him. I am in shock. My God. Okay, let's finish the article. Well, that is the end of that particular article. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm absolutely just flabbergasted. How many of you think this was William doing this? How many of you think that this was William saying, Dad, this is dragging on and on and on. We got to put an end to this? How many of you think that William was like, Dad, stop it. We got to stop this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I think this was William saying, Dad, this is reflecting badly on all of us. We need to get back to the work of the royal family. And we can't, because every time we turn around, Prince Andrew's doing something else. Be done with this already. This was William. I can assure you this was William. Now, I have the utmost respect for William, and there's been some talk out there that William threatened Beatrice and Eugenie, to help him. I don't believe that for a second. I do believe a statement was put out absolutely saying that is untrue. But you know that Harry and Meghan are shaking in their shoes. They are shaking in their shoes, because if they could do that to Andrew with what he's been through, why are they not doing that to Harry and Meghan with all the damage they've caused? If I were them, I'd be scared to death. I would be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So apparently, from now on, he will be Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. H&M are sweating in their boots. I bet they are. I bet they are. He will be Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. No more Prince. No more Duke of York. He's lost the Order of the Garter. He's lost the Order of the Victorian Cross. I do wonder what's in the pipeline. Something's in the pipeline. Something's in the pipeline. He's lost it all. And they officially handed him the walking papers from the Royal Lodge and told him to get out. Like, what the fuck? I don't usually curse, but oh my God. Like, this is like mind-blowing. Nobody ever thought they would take the Prince title from him, but they took the Prince title. I'm telling you, this is what's coming up. I'm telling you, this is, as soon as William gets up there, if Harry and Meghan pull one more thing on the royal family, William's going to be like, you're done. We are removing your Prince title. We're removing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You will now be Harry Mountbatten Windsor. Meghan and the kids will be Mountbatten Windsor. And you've got nothing. We're done here. We're done. Yeah, William is my hero. Somebody said, I feel your enthusiasm. But one of the reasons why I feel the enthusiasm is because this has just been droning on and on and on. Are they going to evict him? Or are they not going to evict him? Are they going to let him keep the Prince title? Or are they not going to let him keep the Prince title? What about this? What about that? What about that? I'm so glad that they finally did something. You know, it's like you're sitting there watching this. It's like a car wreck in slow motion. It's like, do something. Do something. Finally, they did. Changes are coming, Lizzie B. Lizzie B, how shocked are you that they have removed the Prince title from Andrew? I am like in absolute shock, but I understand why they did it. Now, the other article, which was sent to me by Resting Dollface, I love that girl, says, let me get there. It says the former Prince Andrew will no longer be known as Prince or Duke of York. Buckingham Palace said he has initiated, His Majesty the King has initiated a formal process to remove the styles, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. It's like, what the frick? You know what I mean? It's like, what the heck? And then, hang on, because I'm getting to the rest of the article. He has to move out of Royal Lodge into alternative private accommodations. His last name has been changed with immediate effect. Are you telling me he didn't know this was? See, I think they told Andrew this was happening. I don't think they would blindside Andrew. I think they told Andrew, this is what we're about to do, so get ready. The Buckingham Palace announced the king set the wheels in motion today and said in a statement, quote, these censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that their majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and sympathies are with the victims and survivors of abuse. So it's a major development. It comes after weeks of negative headlines and scandals embroiling Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. What did I tell you? We've been like drip fed for weeks, all this kind of crap. Now, we know that earlier this month, Andrew gave up his Duke of York, but now the king has taken action formally to remove the dukedom rather than leave it in abeyance. So there you go. Now I'm going to read you the actual statement from Buckingham Palace. This is the full statement. Ready? Elizabeth, nothing is going to happen to the girls. This has nothing to do with the girls. Okay. Here's the official statement. Buckingham Palace has made a statement on Prince Andrew today, October 30th. The statement reads, quote, His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. He will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge has to date provided him with legal protection to continue in residence, but formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease, and he will move to alternative private accommodations, and these censures are deemed necessary, blah, blah, blah. The decision not to use his titles and honors was understood to be the most immediate and efficient move at the time, with other options requiring legal and constitutional expertise, as well as support from the wider family. Now, it is understood that the king had hoped to not need to take formal action, as he was concerned it would be a waste of parliamentary time. But it was deemed further action was necessary. The king has sent royal warrants to the Lord Chancellor to secure the removal of the Dukedom of York from the peerage roll and the title of Prince and style of His Royal Highness. The removal process applies to the prince's titles of Prince Duke of York, Earl of Inverness, Baron Cakeel, and the style His Royal Highness. So they're all gone. Everything is gone. The honors affected are the Order of the Garter, the Knight Grand Cross of the Victorian Order. And while Charles has initiated the process in consultation with the government, Andrew has not objected to the action. His two daughters will retain their titles in line with King George's letters patent from 1917. Andrew, as the leaseholder of Royal Lodge, has served notice to surrender the leave and will move out as soon as practical. Here we go. He will relocate to a property on the private Sandringham estate. I believe that's Wood's Lodge, is it not? The one where Philip decided he was going to go and retire. Buckingham Palace has not revealed which house he will move into, but Andrew's housing arrangements will be privately funded by the king. Sarah Ferguson will make her own arrangements. Oh my God. Andrew and his ex-wife have lived at Royal Lodge for over 2 decades, but the optics of the disgraced royal living in the grandeur of a 30-room mansion has led to mounting pressure for him to leave the property. But as Andrew signed a watertight lease with the Crown Estate, it wasn't simply a case of the king evicting him. Charles had hoped to force his hand last year by cutting off his funding, but Andrew continued to fund the costly maintenance costs that are required to uphold the lease. But there's been so much widespread public outrage when it emerged that Andrew had lived there rent-free since 2003. MPs piled on the pressure this week with Parliament spending watchdog. Now, that's all in my video tomorrow. So there you go. Andrew is out of his house, out of the Duke of York, out of the Order of the Garter, out of the Victorian Cross, and is no longer a prince. I am in shock. My God. Like, my God. Unbelievable. All right, let's look at some of your comments. Prince William has done it. Yes, I think William did it too. Prince William has done it. Thank godness. He's strong in his, and Prince Philip strongly in his vainness. I'm wondering if the king is giving up the crown. The king is not going to give up the crown. I think the king is going to stay until he passes, like his mother did, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Let's see what else. Finally, a measure of justice. I agree. People are like, I'm gobsmacked. Trevor goes, it's all kicking off. Yes, Trevor, he's no longer a prince. I am stunned. Now, I agree with this. Sarah didn't stay with him for love. She stayed for the money and the lifestyle. That's true. She lived there for free all those years. And now that she has to leave, she's like, where am I going to go? I want a royal residence. This isn't fair. I need somewhere to go. No, when you divorced Andrew, you were given like 800,000 pounds to go buy yourself a house. You've sold books. The Queen paid off your debt. You've been living for free all these years. You got plenty of money. Your daughters are worth 5 to 6 million each. I'm sure your daughters can help you out. That's what children are for, right? The two of them can get together and pay rent on a little apartment somewhere, a little condo somewhere where you can go live quietly on your own. That's my personal opinion. Anne goes, it's like Christmas came early. Oh my God. I bet Harry's bricking it. I bet he is too. You know, Harry and Meghan are sitting back going, oh, wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, for those of you who didn't watch my video the other day, William initiated it. Yep. For those of you who didn't watch my video the other day, it's like Meghan knows that they're going to lose their titles. She knows that William's going to strip them from Sussex. Wait a minute. If you play with fire, you get burned. Yup. What's being said is she's aware that the titles are going to go. That's why she's using the name Sussex on everything. The kids are Lily Sussex. So, so Sussex. She's trying to do everything under the name of Sussex. So it doesn't matter if the royal family pulls the title. She'll still call herself Meghan Sussex. Even the whole world knows how stupid that would be if she continued that. But I could totally see them attack the royal family again, and the royal family go, oh no, we're done with this. We are done with this. Your dukedom is gone. You are no longer, this is what I don't understand. Harry's already said he wants out. He wanted out. He has done nothing but complain about the royal family from the minute he was born, how he was treated. He had a smaller room. He had this, he had that. It's fine. You want out. We're letting you out. You're no longer Prince Harry. You're no longer, you know how quickly that marriage would end? Take me out of the crown, buy me some PR and just clap back. All the attention they never get back. Take me out to the ball game. Oh my God. Can you believe that? Okay. For those of you just joining us who may not know this, Prince Andrew has just been stripped of his prince title. Not only are they, and they're stripping the York title as well. It's not in abeyance. He's losing the York title. He's losing his HRH. He's losing his prince title. He's losing his Baron of Kikil title, or whatever that one was. He's losing everything. It's all gone. Yes, happy day. Now the question is, will he come off of the website now? My guess would be yes. He'll come off the website. Of course, I didn't think they were going to leave him on the website last time either, and they did. So you never know. But I don't think this is. I don't want to say that this isn't Charles, but I agree. This proves it can be done. What I think is happening is I think William went to Charles because I think Charles is just. I love Charles. I think he's a great king, but he's a little soft. You know what I mean? That's his brother. I think William went to him and said, okay, you got to take decisive action because the monarchy is actually being threatened at this point. This could bring it down. Like, we're done with this. You got to stop with this. Do something. And now they're getting past this crisis. And then hopefully they'll put out an announcement when they take him off the website. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to check really quick. I want to see if he's off the website. Could you imagine? Let's see, the royal family. You got the king, the queen, Prince and Princess of Wales, Duke of Edinburgh, Duchess of Edinburgh, Princess Anne, Duke of Gloucester, Duke of Kent, Duke and Duchess, Princess Alexandra, and Prince Andrew. And then below Prince Andrew is Harry and Meghan. So he's still on the website. But yeah. Listen, when it comes to Harry and Meghan, I think they've already proven that being heckled was the fun. Yeah, might have been. That might have been. You are absolutely correct. I think when it comes to Harry and Meghan, I think that they're going to sit back now and go, wait, this could be done. You know what I mean? They've done it to Andrew. We never thought they'd do it to Andrew, but they did it to Andrew. And now they're doing it to Andrew. So now my brain is going. I think Charles is soft. I think William went to him and said, Dad, there's not going to be a monarchy. Your reign is being overshadowed by this mess, which is constantly drip feeding information. We're constantly drip feeding information. we need to do something about this. Like, seriously, we need to do something about this. Please take some action, because there may not be a monarchy for me. There may not be a monarchy, for George. This could blow the whole thing. Please take action. And I feel like he took action because William, behind the scenes, just like there was one year that they were going to do the Order of the Garter, and William said, if he's walking, I'm not walking. You guys remember that? He said, I just checked the website and he's still on there. He's still on the website. I just checked. I mean, it's been just like, what, an hour? give him a little bit of time. But I feel like William stepped up and said, Dad, you got to do something about this. You have to do something about this. But I guarantee you, if they pull Harry's prince title and Harry's dukedom, where there's nothing left, which means the kids lose their titles also, where there's nothing left, you're simply Harry Mountbatten Windsor. You're nobody. You can't go by prince. You can't go by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You're nobodies. You're downgraded to regular folk. I guarantee you Meghan would be out of that marriage so fast it'll make her head spin off her shoulders. I guarantee you. They're not going to strip the titles from Beatrice and Eugenie. There's been absolutely no proof that Beatrice and Eugenie have done anything wrong. Yes, they have some shady dealings, but there's nothing. You can't blame the kids for having, parents. Now, I know they're saying behind the scenes they're really nasty, but we haven't seen that. The public hasn't seen that. So I'm not crazy about Eugenie anyway. I really do like Beatrice, but I'm not crazy about Eugenie anyway, in my personal opinion. But anyway, everybody has it. Oh, is revealing here? Hey, revealing. Yes. Can you believe that? Revealing. They pulled the prince title. Revealing. They pulled the prince title. Who in the hell would ever think that would happen? Now, somebody said, hey, Sue Smith, it's 7:45 at night in the UK. Check tomorrow. I absolutely will check tomorrow for sure. Yes, this hasn't happened in a long time. I wonder if they investigated. Maybe, possibly. But I'm glad that the king finally stepped up. But I have a feeling that the reason he stepped up is because William made him step up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like William said behind the scenes, oh my God, you got to do something. This has gone outer limits. Please do something. Please do something. Please do something. Oh, interesting. Isn't it on his birth certificate? I don't know. Maybe it is. Doesn't matter. It's being removed. Maybe they'll issue a new birth certificate without the HRH on it. So, yeah, Beatrice and her husband have always followed the rules. I have not liked Eugenie since she went to Montecito to hang out with Harry and Meghan. That's my personal opinion. I haven't trusted her since then. So if you listen carefully, you can hear an overly bronzed woman in California screaming. Who'd have thought that they would have pulled the prince title? Who would have thought that it would have gone that far? I never in a million years would have thought. I mean, I could see them getting him out of Royal Lodge, and now we know he's going to one of the private houses on the Sandringham estate, which means no more paparazzi pictures, no more people seeing him coming and going, and there'll be some security. So there you go. Unbelievable. Wait, I think this indicates more bad stuff coming out. I agree as well. Yeah, I agree as well. I'm going to have to redo my video for tomorrow. Oh my God. For those of you who are dying to oh my God, he was first born as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Oh, well, there you go. He was He was Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, so he'll just go back to being Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. I think the reason we're surprised is because not that they took the Duke of York title, not that they're taking his HRH, but they took the Prince title. He's not a prince anymore. They literally took the Prince title. People are like, what the hell? You know what I mean? People are like, what the hell? They took his Prince title. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? The fact, and now we know he's going to go live on that private Sandringham estate. And they apparently Sarah's not going with him. I think, and again, I think this was either the king or William said, you've lived for free with him all this time. It's over. Go make your own arrangements. We're done here. Yes, it is in the articles. The Prince title is going, and he will be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. So, yup. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk it? My brain is going. Should we get Sarah a Dave Ramsey cash envelope? Oh my God, that's so funny. You know what? Yeah, fingers crossed. You know what? I think you're right on this. I'm sure not only William, but I'm sure Princess Anne had something to say about this all now as well. You know, Princess Anne is such a hardworking woman, and she's, you guys know, if you watch my videos, I'm covering all of this stuff. Princess Anne, that woman never freaking stops for a second. His birth certificate will not have the title Prince because it's not his name. It was his title. There you go. I wouldn't have known that. Okay, wait. What does goat mean? Thank you, Prince William. You're a goat. What is it? He's a goat? Waiting very patiently. We're all waiting patiently. Because you know that eventually this is going to come back to Harry and Meghan. So make sure to check the website tomorrow. You're definitely going to want to check the website tomorrow because it'll be hopefully Andrew will be off the website. And if they're going to remove Andrew off the website, could you imagine if they leave him on the website and they just change it to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor? Surely the royal family wouldn't do that. Oh, GOAT is greatest of all time. Okay. Could you imagine if instead of removing Andrew from the website, they simply change his name? They've already taken him from Andrew Duke of York to Prince Andrew. If they took him down to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and left him on the website. Oh, I hope not. Oh my God, I hope not. I hope not. Let's see if there's any other information that I need. Let's see. I'm looking, you guys, really quickly to see. I'm looking really quickly to see if there's anything else going on. If there's any other news. Nope, he's still on the royal website. He's still on the royal website. Oh, yep, good point. The website is not the royal website. It's the royal family website. So he may remain on it. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Now I'm just going to look and see if there's any other news that's come out. Guys, relax. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what CNN is saying now. King Charles has started the process to strip Prince Andrew of his titles and has given him notice to move out of his mansion. It comes as Prince Andrew has failed to quell the scandal over his association with disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The publication of Nobody's Girl by his accuser put a spotlight back onto the allegations against Andrew. Jeffrey, who the prince claims never to have met, said in the memoir that Andrew assaulted her while she was a teenager. Andrew has repeatedly denied all allegations against him. On Thursday, Buckingham Palace went further in censuring Andrew, saying that they initiated the formal process to remove the styles, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. We've already got all that one. But now he'll be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge provided him protection, but formal notice has now been given or served, not given, served to surrender the lease, and he will move to the other private accommodations that will be on the Sandringham estate. So Andrew had sought to end the renewed scrutiny by relinquishing the use of his titles earlier this month, but his move did little to stem the flow of negative headlines and sparked fresh questions about how he was able to pay Giuffre a reportedly multi-million-dollar settlement in a civil case in 2022 and fund his lifestyle despite not having been a working royal since 2019. We know how that is because the Queen paid it for him. Public anger has also grown as it emerged last week that he paid $1 million for Royal Lodge in the heart of Windsor's Great Park in 2003 and only peppercorn rent if demanded each year since then. So on Monday, and whoever just said this about the heckler, on Monday, the British monarch was heckled by a protester who was heard shouting, "How long have you known about Andrew and Epstein?" That heckler probably did have something to do with what happened. That wouldn't surprise me at all, because whoever said that a minute ago, you're probably right. Yeah. I'm looking to see if there's been any other developing information other than what I read that said that he's moving to the Sandringham estate. Let's see what else. He's losing the prince title. Formal process, formal notice, censures are deemed necessary. Oh yeah. Also this month, for those of you who didn't see it, in 2011, the reemerged email showing Andrew in contact with Epstein months after he claimed their friendship ended. So this is what's going on just in 2025. Okay. This is just 2025. In January, Andrew said he'd severed all links with pedophile Jeffrey Epstein after they were pictured together in New York in December 2010. But in January 2025, emails emerged that appeared to show contact beyond that point, with one sent in February 2011, believed to be from Prince Andrew to Epstein. Keep in touch and we'll play some more soon, it said. In October of 2025, because of the February email, it would seem that they are in this together and we will rise above it all. So at that point, Andrew voluntarily gave up most of his titles. He remained a prince, but is no longer the Duke of York. Wait a minute. Hollywood Access said H&M are looking for a loan from Bank of America with their titles. Yeah, I bet they are. Also, in October of 2025, Virginia Giuffre's memoir is published with further details of her allegations against Prince Andrew, including that they had relations, YouTube guys, on 3 separate occasions when she was a teenager, and he's denied all the claims. Now, I will say this, and this is one of the things that really gets me, and I've said this before. Virginia Giuffre was 17 by her own admission. She was 17 years old when they met and got together. At 17, she was over the legal age in the United States, and she was over the legal age in the UK. So the only thing that bothers me is when they say that she was a young teenager and blah, blah, blah. She was over the age. As she's going around with these people and all of this is going on, and then by her own admission, they're handing her $15,000 the next day. I don't know what she thought was going on. And of course, since then, other women have come forward and are suing her, or were suing her. Now I think they're suing her estate claiming that she then started bringing other women in. I don't know about all that. I'm keeping an eye on the whole situation. But he has not been removed as counselor of state. We're keeping an eye on that. We have to look. But they're saying that, yeah, everything's been initiated, and they are confirming he's moving to Sandringham, to the private Sandringham estate. As I told you guys the other day in my video, he had a choice of options. He had Frogmore, but then he'd have to pay rent, and he may not be able to afford the rent. He had this, I think it's called Woods Lodge, if I remember correctly, which is on Sandringham Estate, which is where Prince Philip went for retirement. And there'd be security, and it would be completely private. And then the other option was the palace in Abu Dhabi that was offered to him by the royal family there. We'll have to wait and see. I bet he still vacations there in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, he is moving to the Sandringham Estate. It's been verified. So that's where he's going. He's going to the Sandringham Estate. The other thing I haven't been able to figure out is why she got this huge settlement from him, and she was still able to talk about this. I would have thought if he gave her a settlement, a monetary settlement, that she would have had to have signed something that said she's not allowed to talk about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little concerned about that. BBC is saying Harry must be worried. I bet he is. Yes, suing her estate because she was helping recruit. Yeah, we'll have to see what's going on. But yeah, so he's no longer Prince Andrew. I'm telling you guys, I bet Harry and Meghan are quaking in their shoes, because now they realize that this can all be done. They don't have to worry about losing a property. But I've said it before, the website should be for working royals only. And so when they if they remove Andrew, they should remove Harry and Meghan at the same time. And yeah. So Frogmore was out of the equation because it's a crown property paid for by the public. Sandringham is not. Right. The thing is, the royals actually don't have anything to do with the crown properties. They don't own the crown properties. They don't manage the crown properties. That's somebody else. Believe it or not. I know a lot of people get that confused, but it's true. They don't, the royal family doesn't run crown properties. That's the government. That's got nothing to do with the royals. It's very confusing, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Let's see what else we have. I know it's a shocker. Listen, I'm only on top of this because I got a phone call from Resting Dollface. We were talking on the phone about something else. And she said to me, "Did you get one of these notifications?" And I was like, "What notification? What are you talking about? What's going on?" And she sent me the link, and I went, "Holy Mother of God." And she goes, go live. So here I am. For those of you who haven't seen it. Anyway, if Andrew is going to be seen, okay, there is an article saying that they're going to be after Andrew, that he is going to be, prosecuted privately. Let's see. Andrew to be, let me see. I can see if I can find it. Because if they're going to do that, then they want no association with the royal family. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Yep, there it is, guys. Prince Andrew could face private prosecution over a certain kind of assault. Again, YouTube, corruption or misconduct. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what they're saying. Prince Andrew could face private prosecution as a campaign group is investigating whether they can launch legal action against the royal. Legal representatives have been engaged by the anti-monarchy organization Republic to examine the possibility of pursuing a private prosecution of Andrew. The charges under consideration include a certain kind of assault, corruption, and misconduct while holding public office. Now, Prince Andrew has consistently denied all allegations, and the Met Police previously considered the assault claims were not sufficient to warrant further investigation. But this makes a new development for the campaign organization, which has persistently advocated for police action and prosecution of Andrew. The group has expressed strong disapproval of what it characterizes as an insufficient and overly deferential political reaction to the controversy. So they have now gotten legal specialists who focus on private prosecutions to conduct an investigation and potentially initiate proceedings if appropriate. Graham Smith, who leads Republic, says, quote, "If not us, then who?" It's a devastating indictment on the UK's criminal justice system, police, and politicians, not to mention the king and the heir, that we must resort to a private prosecution. It should be a cause for concern that so many people believe, rightly, in my view, he said, that the royals are not treated equally in law. Equality in law is a basic tenet of democracy, and I believe there is a strong enough evidence to justify a serious investigation. The authorities and politicians appear to want to look the other way while minimalizing the accusations made against Andrew. The truth must prevail and justice must be seen to be done. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. All of this news coming out is the fault of the anti-monarchy trying to kill monarch one royal at a time. I don't know about that, but I do believe in this one. Prince William is protecting not only the monarchy, but his wife and children. Yep. There you go. So this is, I understand what Charles has done. I understand why he's done it. But do you guys think this is going to be the end of this story? Nope. This is not going to be the end, you guys. This is not going to be the end. There's going to be more and more coming out about this. I'm telling you, it's just going to keep going. Then they're going to be covering when Andrew moves out of Royal Lodge. Then they're going to be showing, they're going to be, the paparazzi are going to be following him over to the Sandringham estate, hoping to get a picture. I mean, you know, what's going to happen? I'm just throwing this out there. What's going to happen when Charles passes away? What's going to happen? Andrew's going to want to walk along with the like he did for his mom. He's going to want to stand at the coffin like he did for his mom. He's going to be out of everything. There's going to be nothing. I know, guys, I said the F-bomb. I never curse. You guys know that. But, and I'm about to drop it again. What the frick? Okay, that's not the word I used before, but I'm just so stunned. I'm stunned. I knew the HRH, you know what I was going to say before? I know what I was going to say before. Harry and Meghan should be worried because the HRH was put into abeyance and Meghan Markle still used it. And the royal family knows that she used it. And they broke the agreement. And they've attacked the monarchy for 5 years. Now, Andrew has lost his prince title, his Duke of York title, his HRH, his Order of the Garter, his Order of the Victorian Cross, his Baron of Kikil. He's lost it all. Everything. He's now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Do you not think that the royal family is finally going to say, all right, we're already in the soup. We're already getting all this bad coverage. We are in the soup. We are up to our ears. Let's just go ahead and take care of it all. The royal website is for working members of the royal family only. You are not a working member. Andrew, you're off. Harry, Meghan, you're not working members. You're off. You can no longer be a counselor of state. Harry, you don't qualify as a counselor of state anymore because you don't have a domicile in the UK. You're off. Will Prince Andrew move to the boat? Probably. That could be. You're off. Meghan, we put the HRHs in abeyance. You used it anyway. We're removing the HRHs. You don't need them. And the funny thing is, the titles without the HRH are a waste of time. I feel like they're in it up to their ears. You guys know what I'm saying? They're in it up to their ears. So why don't you just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and go ahead and take care of Harry and Meghan at the same time? Just rip it off already. Be freaking done with it already. My God. And the focus can go back. Exactly. The focus can go back on the working royals. I mean, Princess Anne is out there working like a freaking dog. This woman works. She's a workhorse and nobody's paying her any attention. Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, though I think they're now him and the Duke of Kent, I think are the three oldest working members of the royal family. And nobody's paying any attention to what they're doing. Because everybody's looking at Andrew and Harry. It's like, you've ripped off the Band-Aid on Andrew. Go ahead and do the rest. Quite frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do the whole thing already this time. I'm really surprised. That William didn't say to his dad, listen, if you're going to go ahead and remove Andrew and do all this with Andrew, let's just go ahead and take them off the website, take Harry and Meghan off. That's going to be for working royals only. Remove them as counselor of states. Harry doesn't qualify anyway. And there were 2 extra people, so Harry would never have to be called. Now there's only 1 extra person because they absolutely are going to remove Andrew. So let's just go ahead and remove Harry. And while we're at it, pulling titles, let's just go ahead and pull it all. Rip the Band-Aid. Because I think if the Queen had seen ahead to what Harry and Meghan were going to do, she would have removed their dukedoms also. I honestly do. All right, guys. So we have the news. Andrew is no longer a prince. Andrew is being thrown out of the Royal Lodge, literally, onto the Sandringham estate, where he'll probably move into, I believe it was called Woods Lodge. That's where he's going. And they're not allowing Sarah to go there. I can assure you the royal family, the reason Sarah has to find her own accommodations is because Sarah is getting the boot from the royal family as well because of all of her stuff. She's not married to Andrew anymore, so they don't have control over her, but they don't want Sarah affiliated anymore. Like, they're done. Wood Farm. Thank you, Shaz. That's it. Wood Farm. He's moving to Wood Farm is where he's going. Wood Farm. Wood Farm. Sarah is no longer a member of the family, but Sarah has also been proven to be a liar. Sarah has kept contact after she said she didn't have contact. She's already had her patronages pulled. Then come to find out, she took her daughters to celebrate with him when he was released from prison. She's tainted. Her business deals are drying up. And the royal family has said, that is none of our business. That's not our problem. You're not a member of the family. You guys have been divorced for like 30 years. We're finished. We're done. So, all right. You're going to want to watch my video tomorrow. It's going to be one of the longest videos. I think it's like 20. This is going to be in it. It's like 27-minute long video. I'm sorry, guys. I literally grab your teddies. I literally want to split it into 2 videos because it's so long, and but I guess we got to go. Okay. Revealing the Narc has just said she's going live after me. Are you doing the same information I'm doing, or do you have something else to say? Revealing. Oh my God. Anyway, so there you go. Breaking news. Andrew is no longer a prince. He's literally lost it all. So, guys, head on over to Revealing and have a fabulous afternoon. And don't forget to watch my video tomorrow because, my God. Woo! All right. Have a good afternoon, everybody.